An Army veteran is going after Ford. He says he was forced out of a job he enjoyed just because he couldn't bring his service dog to work.
And now Detroit's Jane Park is in Sterling Heights, where his attorney says this could be a costly lesson for corporate America.
The Ford Motor Company prides itself in having a diverse workforce and even says military veterans are among some of its strongest employees, which is why an Army vet was surprised to learn he couldn't bring his service dog to work with him at the Van Dyke transmission plant in Sterling Heights, and he is now suing the automaker. 44-year-old Bradley Arndt thought he had landed the perfect gig in 2012, supervising a crew at the Van Dyke transmission plant, a civilian career for the 24-year Army veteran after serving in the Gulf and Iraq wars.
All he wanted when he returned from service was a normal life.
But attorney Deborah Gordon says the job exacerbated the soldier's PTSD. He needed to take time off to get treatment, and eventually his doctor recommended he get a service dog to accompany him to work.
I don't think a service dog is remotely unprecedented. I think for Ford Motor Company at this particular plant, it was unprecedented.
But after months of meetings with HR officials, Bradley never got the green light to bring his German Shepherd Cadence to the plant. Gordon, who filed a lawsuit against Ford this week, says he should have been protected by several anti-discrimination laws.
The law says so long as you can show up and get the job done with the accommodation, you are entitled to the accommodation unless it imposes an undue burden.
Gordon says officials never gave a clear reason why Cadence wasn't allowed at the plant, nor did they let Bradley try out the arrangement. He ended up quitting his job last May and has since moved to Alabama, where he's currently not working.
I think it would have been a wonderful, positive symbol to the entire plant workforce.
Ford responded with a written statement that says, in part, Ford is committed to having a diverse and inclusive workforce, including employees with disabilities, and we make reasonable accommodations where we are able to. Ford will review Mr. Arndt's case and respond accordingly. Bradley Arndt is seeking damages for lost wages and emotional distress, but his lawyer tells us what he'd really want is to have his job back and for his story to help others in the corporate world facing similar challenges. In Sterling Heights, Jane Park, the Now Detroit.
And speaking